Since I started using and reviewing vintage lenses in 2017, I've owned around 100 of them, plus multiple cameras. But, as I've said many times, I'm not a collector. I am not a collector. Strictly speaking, I am not a collector. Technically, I'm not a collector. I'm not a collector. In fact, I currently have in my possession only 29 vintage lenses, 10 of which will go for sale after being reviewed, and 6 that are in such bad condition that I won't be able to sell. That still leaves me with 13 lenses that, strictly speaking, I don't need. Or do I? And these are the lenses in question. We have the Canon FD 28mm 2.8, 50mm 1.8, 135mm 3.5 and 300mm 5.6. Then we have the Pentax M 28mm 2.8, 28mm 3.5, 40mm 2.8, 50mm 1.7 and 1.4, 135mm 3.5 and 70-200. And lastly we have the Pentacon 50mm 1.8 and 135mm 2.8. It could be argued that I need some of these lenses because they fill a gap in my modern ones, but as you can see, there is some redundancy. It would make sense to only keep one for each focal length. Or, even better, only the ones that I actually need. And this brings me back to the question, do I need these lenses? Well, yes, I do. The reason might not be intuitive, yet it is simple. I need them for this YouTube channel, specifically for comparisons. Many times I've been asked in the comments how one lens compares to another, and while I obviously cannot possibly own or afford every single lens, I can at least have a selection of them to use as a frame of reference. We could spend hours, days arguing which lenses should form that selection, and let's be honest, we would still never agree. These are the lenses that I have access to, that I like, and that with time have become my frame of reference. But let me know in the comments which are yours. And that, folks, is the reason why I broke my own rule about collecting. Only keep what you actually need.